Hi, my name is Vachaspati and my surname is Bimali. By profession, I am an IELTS and PTE instructor. I have been teaching IELTS and PTE for the last 30 years. Today, in this short YouTube video, I am going to provide you 30 important tips, especially for what? IELTS speaking part 1. And most of the students, what I have seen in my life, when they go to appear in IELTS speaking module, most of the time they don't give one, they give one word and two word answers, which is absolutely wrong. And in order to get incredible score in IELTS speaking part 1, 2 and 3, what you need to do, that I am gonna focus. Today I am gonna focus especially on IELTS speaking part 1. So here in this screen you can see 30 tips that I am going to explain line by line, step by step. Number 1 tips: answer in full sentence, not just yes or no. Let me repeat again. Answer in full sentences, not just yes or no. So most of the students, what they do, whenever the examiner asks, do you work or study? Do you study at the college? Yes, I study. Okay, you don't have to give yes or no answers. Do you study at a college? Yes, I study at a college. Sorry, yes, I study at a college. Currently, I am doing BA in Major English, which is very, very important to brighten my future. I mean, I am a Major English student. In this way, you have to give answers. You don't have to give one word and two word answers. Okay? The next answer, next question, next two. Extend your answers with details for example. Extend your answers with details for examples. What does it mean? Extend means prolong, increase. Extend your answers with details or examples. So whenever IELTS examiner asks you questions, you have to extend your answers. You have to prolong your answers. For example, where do you love to live? In village area or in city area? Well, I prefer to spend my rest of life, especially in urban areas, since we can get lots of economic as well as social opportunities the moment we start dwelling in urban areas. Additionally, we can smarten ourselves since we can socialize with lots of people in city areas. In this way, you have to give answers. You don't have to give short answers. Number 3, speak naturally, like in a real conversation. What does it mean? Speak naturally, like in a real conversation. Most of the IELTS students, IELTS candidates, when they go to appear the IELTS speaking test, they try to impress the examiner using fancy words. Okay, so a wide range of vocabulary unnecessarily. You have to use wide range of vocabulary. But at the beginning, they try to impress the examiner by using fancy words, which is not good. I mean, you have to speak naturally. So when you meet somebody on the way, how do you talk? Do you want to impress him? Okay. How you talk naturally? In the same way, you have to give answers to your examiner. I mean, you have to speak naturally. You shouldn't try to impress all the time to the examiner. Okay. Speak naturally, I mean. When you meet somebody on the way, how do you talk? Similarly, you have to talk, you have to give answers in what? IELTS, to your IELTS examiner. Next, avoid memorized answers. Be spontaneous. What does it mean? Avoid memorized answers, be spontaneous. Okay? Most of the students, before they go to appear IELTS speaking test, okay, they memorize the questions. I mean, you should never memorize the questions. And how many words you can memorize? How many sentences you can memorize? You cannot memorize 1,000 sentences. Instead of memorizing sentences, why don't you brush up your English? Why don't you improve English? I mean, don't give memorized answers. Speak spontaneously. The next is use a range of vocabulary related to everyday topics. Use a range of vocabulary related to everyday topics. So here what I would like to tell to my students, you must collect certain words especially for IELTS speaking part 1, part 2 and part 3. For example, in IELTS speaking part 1, what kinds of food items do you like to eat? If they ask this kind of questions, you have to collect the words related to what? Food items. Well, what kinds of food items do you like to eat? If this question is asked to you, you should respond like this. Well, I'm keen on eating different kinds of food items. In the questions, what is the word there? Like. What kinds of food items do you like to eat? When you begin to respond, well, I'm keen on eating different kinds of food items, such as I love to eat oily and spicy food. Okay, oily and spicy food. Additionally, I love to eat the food items which are very, very exuberant and majestic. Sometimes I love to go to restaurants where I can eat the foods which has been cooked by veteran cook. So similarly, you have to collect certain words related to what? IELTS speaking part 1, like food items. One word, majestic food items. Next word, exuberant food items. Next word, nutritious food items. Next word, oily food items. Next word, spicy food items. Okay, you have to collect certain vocabulary. Next, okay, number 5. Again the same, use a range of vocabulary related to everyday topics. Okay, like whenever you have free time, where do you love to visit? Well, whenever I have spare time, I love to visit in some terrific and exotic places. Terrific places, exotic places. I mean, you have to use this kind of vocabulary, wide range of vocabulary. Let me give you an example. Can you tell me something about the writer whom you admire? Well, there are numerous writers whom I appreciate from the core of my heart. But today I would like to talk about one of the greatest poets of Nepal. He is none other than Lakshmi Prasad Devkota. So why I consider him celebrated and accomplished writers? Like celebrated and accomplished writers. You have to use this kind of words. If you have to describe writer's talent, you can use celebrated, accomplished, veteran, okay, versatile. Such kinds of adjectives you have to use. Next. Now question number 6. Practice speaking about familiar topics like hobbies, home or food. Practice speaking about familiar topics like hobbies, home and food. In IELTS speaking part 1, they will not ask you questions based on history. They will not ask you questions based on geography. They will ask you general questions. I mean, you should practice such general questions in your day-to-day life. They may ask you questions from hobbies. Okay, what kind of hobbies do you have? Home. Okay, where are you from? Can you tell me something about your hometown? Okay, so what was your hometown like 10 years ago and how it is like? Okay, if you want to change some things about your hometowns, what are the things it can be? Okay, so are there friendly people in your hometown? Okay, do you think your hometown is full of civilized and intelligent people only? They may ask you this kind of questions. You need to prepare very, very well. Next, number 7. Don't try to impress with difficult words. Be clear and accurate. Okay. Number 7. Don't try to impress with difficult words. Be clear and accurate. So, what do you mean by difficult words? Difficult words means the words which meaning you don't know, and the listener feel difficult to understand. I mean, instead of using very, very difficult words, you have to use the words which are frequently used in your day-to-day life. Some words are frequently used in your day-to-day life. For example, so I love my family members. Instead of saying, I shower affections to my family members, I adore my family members. Instead of saying shower affections and adore, it is better to say love, because love is what frequently used word. Let me give you example. I detest culprit. Okay. Instead of saying I hate criminals, I hate bad people. So detest also means hate. Okay. Instead of saying detest, why don't you tell hate only? Because hate is what frequently used words. I mean, in IELTS speaking, you have to use frequently used words, especially in IELTS speaking part 1. Okay. You have to be very, very natural. Instead of using fancy words, use the words that you know very, very well. That the words you have used many, many times, several times. Okay. Now, next, use contractions. For example, am, I have, don't, to sound more natural. Okay. So, I mean, let me make you understand. If you want to sound more natural, you had better use contracted form, like I would love to say, I haven't, I don't, I do not go to Kathmandu, I don't go to Kathmandu since the climate is not good there. I could not help my friend because I was in helpless condition. I could not help my friend because I was in helpless condition. I mean, if you want to sound natural, you have to use contractions. Okay? She is not seasoned. No, okay, like they could not decide. They couldn't decide. Like this. If you have to use contractions to sound more natural. Now, number 9 questions. Paraphrase the questions before answering. Paraphrase the questions before answering. What does it mean? In IELTS speaking part 1 also, part 2 also, and part 3 also, you should paraphrase the questions before answering. What does it mean? If you paraphrase the questions, examiner will come to know that you are really good at English. For example, how do you use English language in your day-to-day life? If this question is asked to you, how do you use English language in your day-to-day life? Well, I utilized English in my day-to-day life in numerous ways. Instead of use, you can say utilized. Instead of many, you can say numerous to show your vocabulary. Always you should try to show your vocabulary. Vocabulary doesn't mean that you have to use unnatural language. You have to use natural language. You have to make your examiner feel that you have lots of vocabulary. Otherwise, he or she will not give you a score. Okay, like next, number 10. If you don't understand the questions, ask politely. Could you please repeat that? Okay. So you have to maintain certain etiquette. I mean, you need to show what polite behavior. It's called decorum. Decorum means socially acceptable behavior. Etiquette in Nepali it is called Shishtachar. You have to follow certain rules. You shouldn't take your examiner just for granted. You shouldn't take examiner as if he is a brother and sister. You have to give him due respect. I mean, if he says something and if you can't understand, in such situations, you have to make him understand. You have to repeat this sentence. Could you please repeat that? I beg your pardon, please. Pardon, please. Sorry. Would you mind repeating the last sentence? I didn't understand it. I didn't get it. I mean, you have to know, you have to follow certain cultures also. Okay? I mean, you don't have to say, what did you say, what, again? You should only speak the way I have spoken now. So like, is there slanging mass in your family members? If the slanging mass word is new for you, okay, slanging mass means emotional turmoil, not to have loving relationship. I didn't get you. Would you mind repeating the last sentence? Would you mind telling me in a very simple sentence? This is how you have to speak. Okay. Now. I'm going to explain now 11 to 19. Now, tips number 11. Don't speak too fast. keep a steady pace. Don't speak too fast, keep a steady pace. Some Nepalese people, they believe that the person who speaks super fast English, he is fluent English speaker. It is a great delusion. It's a great illusion. It's a great hallucination. You don't have to speak English very fast. You should speak English in moderate pace. Here moderate means neither fast nor slow. Pace means movement. You don't have to speak English very fast, not slow. You have to speak English in what? Moderate pace. As I am speaking now. Am I speaking English very fast? Am I speaking English very slowly? You have to speak in a moderate pace. Here pace means what? Movement. Steady pace. Moderate. In Nepal it's called TikTok. Okay. Now, number 12. Use linking words like actually, to be honest, well, and because. Okay. Without using linking words, you cannot connect the sentence. You should use linking words in your IELTS exam. You have to use compound sentence in your IELTS exam. Why do you listen music? Well, I listen music because of numerous reasons. Okay, first of all, it gives me relaxation. In addition to it, it helps me to concentrate my mind. Thirdly, it gives me inexpressible joy, and in another word, it takes me to different world where I can feel extreme happiness. I mean, in addition to, because, likewise, moreover, to be honest, well, because you have to use this kind of connections. And what do you mean by well? Well means Nepali one ramro. Okay, one well means whatever you are telling, I am listening. Okay, so if the examiner has asked you 4 questions, after that you can say well. Well means whatever you are telling, I am listening. Well doesn't mean ramrari. Well has so many meanings. Well means whatever you are telling, I am listening. Well, you don't have to tell well many times. Once in a while it's okay. If you repeatedly tell well, it doesn't sound good. Okay, you know well like this. Feelers. You can use feelers. You don't have to use it excessively. Okay. Now, number 4. Record your answers and listen for mistakes. Record your answers and listen for mistakes. Very important. So now, okay, so there is a difference between mistake and error. If you repeatedly make the same mistake, it is mistake. Okay, I mean, okay, so let me give you the example of mistake and error. I will return back very soon. If you always tell, I will return back very soon, I will return back very soon, then it is what? Error. Oh, I will return back very soon. Oh, I'm sorry. I will return very soon. Return back. You cannot say return back. In English, there is one word that is called what? Redundancy. Redundancy means use of 2 words. Unnecessary use of 2 words to express the same meaning is called what? Redundancy. For example, I cannot say she is my cousin sister. If I say she, it's no use of telling sister. She is sister. She is my cousin only. If I repeatedly say she is my cousin sister, she is my cousin sister, it means it is error. Okay. Okay. So I mean, record your answers and listen for mistakes. Okay. So if you make mistakes can be corrected by oneself, but errors cannot be corrected by oneself. You need a teacher. Okay. Next. Number 15. Smile and stay confident. It helps with fluency. Do you think this is necessary? Smile. Okay, number 15. Smile and stay confident. It helps with fluency. Do you have to smile looking to the examiner? Of course you should. I mean, you shouldn't show nervousness on your face. Okay. The moment you show nervousness on your face, examiner will come to know that, oh, this guy doesn't have confidence. Okay. And she may not feel happy to good you to provide a good score. You should smile. You shouldn't show nervousness. You should show excitement on your face. You should show enthusiasm on your face. Eagerness, happiness, excitement. Okay. Next, use everyday expressions like I guess, I think, in my opinion. Use everyday expressions like I guess, I think, in my opinion. I guess. Do you think politicians are corrupted in Nepal? In my opinion, most of the politicians are money monger. They give due importance to money. They never give importance to the welfare of people. So, in my opinion, I guess, I believe, you have to use. If they ask you questions based on opinion-based questions, you can use I guess, I think, in my opinion. Okay. Next, avoid long pauses. Avoid long pauses. Keep the conversation going. What does it mean? Avoid long pauses. You don't have to. You don't have to remain silent at least for 2 or 3 seconds. Keep going. Keep speaking. Keep speaking. Keep speaking. Sometimes you need to borrow time. Sometimes everybody remains silent, but it shouldn't be too much. Okay. Keep speaking. Avoid long pauses. Okay. Number 18. If you make a small mistake, keep going. Don't stop and correct everything. Okay. As you begin to speak, as you start making mistakes, don't try to correct mistakes many times. Okay. Just keep speaking. If you all the times if you start correcting mistakes, you will suffer. Your fluency suffers. Okay. Whether you make mistake, whether you speak correctly, just keep going. Keep going. Don't try to correct your mistakes. If you start correcting your mistakes, your fluency suffers. So, okay, number 19. Number 19. Use simple grammar accurately. Don't take a big risk with complex grammar. So, what do you mean by complex sentence? Complex sentence doesn't mean that the sentences which are very, very difficult to understand. Complex English means there should be varieties in your English. Like, let me give you example. She is blind. She can walk comfortably on the way. This is very, very simple sentence. She is blind. She can walk very comfortably on the way. Then how can you make it complex? Complex doesn't mean difficult. Complex means variety. Even though she is blind, she walks comfortably on the way. Like next example, he is poor. He donates money to charitable organization. Although he is extremely poor, he donates substantial money to charitable organizations. It is unexpected. I mean, you should make your sentences complex in both IELTS writing also, in speaking also, in order to show your linguistic capability. You go to appear in IELTS exam just to show your language skill. You have to show your language skill by hook, by crook, either by using complex sentences or by giving extended answers. But it must be relevant. Next. Okay, I have 10 more. Be yourself. Your personality matters in IELTS speaking part 1. What does it mean? So sometimes, now let me give you better example. In IELTS speaking test, you can hide your status. You can you can show your status. It's up to you. I always show my status. Okay. But you have to show your status. Okay. Which is believable only. For example, if you say, what do you do? If you say, if your English is not up to the mark, if your English proficiency is not beyond calculations, I mean, you don't have to tell the sentences that I'm going to tell now. What do you do now? Okay, if I have to appear my exam, I will give answers the way I'm going to provide you. What do you do now? Well, I do multifarious things in my life. In the first place, I am a translator. I mean, I translate the books from Nepali language to English language and from English language to Nepali language. I am known as one of the accomplished translators that Nepal has ever produced. Additionally, I am an IELTS and PTE instructor. I have my own consultancy. In the morning, I teach IELTS to the large number of students, and the evening, I go to teach poetry, drama, and essays to the major English students of master's degree. Okay. Okay. In this way, I can give answers because, okay, If you think your English is extremely good, your linguistic embellishment is more than calculations, okay, you can tell this kind of answers. If you think your English is not up to the mark, regarding your English, if you have inferiority complex, you don't have to give the way answers I have given. Okay, so you can hide your status and you can show your status. It's up to you. But if you have very good status, it's better to reveal the status. According to that, they will ask the questions. If I say, okay, I am a translator and I am an IELTS instructor, okay, I have been teaching IELTS for the last 30 years and I am awarded prizes from different consultancies, okay, proving that I am one of the best IELTS instructors in Kathmandu. If I give answers the way I have spoken, they may ask you questions related to that field. Okay, it is better to show your status if you can. Now, if your English is not up to the mark, you can say, what do you do? Well, I am a housewife. I take care of my family members and my adorable husbands. I mean, I cook majestic food items for my family members and I take my children to school and I wash their clothes and cook food items for them. So, if you are a housewife also, you don't have to speak very bad English. You have to speak very good English. Saying I am housewife also, you can show your English. It doesn't mean that if you say, what do you do? I am a driver. Okay. What do you do? Well, by profession, I am a driver. I work in one of the elite companies where I have been working as a driver. Okay. My boss is Mukesh Ambani, which is one of the affluent businessmen this Asia has ever produced. So I am his driver. I have been giving service to him for the last 30 years. Even by saying I am a driver also, you can show your what? English language proficiency. But I don't feel happy to say I am a driver. I feel happy to say I am an IELTS instructor. Yeah? If you say somebody I am a driver, so IELTS examiner doesn't expect that your English is up to the mark. If somebody says I am a driver, I am a cook, do you think that his English proficiency is beyond calculation? Does such kind of expectations come in your mind? Hopefully not. Yes or no? Yeah. Yeah. Next. Okay. What's the time now? Okay. We have time. Practice with a timer. Keep answers around 20 to 30 seconds. In IELTS speaking part 1, they give you 4 to 5 minutes. Speak 1 minute for one answer. Okay. If you speak less than 1, okay, so I don't think you will get very good score. Number 22. Vary your sentence structures. Don't always start with like. Okay, so you have to show variations in your sentence structures. Always don't start from I like. Instead of saying I like, I prefer, I want, I give due importance. Okay, like this you have to start your answers. Number 23, use descriptive language, add adjectives and adverbs. What does it mean? Use descriptive language, add adjectives and adverbs. For example, so with whom do you like to talk in your family members? Well, especially I like to talk with my elder brother, whose name is Omnath Bimali. By profession, he is a great Sanskrit scholar. Additionally, he is a translator, poet, essayist. Why I like to communicate with him? Since he is gifted and learned man. Okay, so what kinds of words I have used here? Gifted, learned, translators. Okay, I mean you have to use descriptive language. Like, where do you want to visit? I want to visit, especially in serene place, especially in serene and picturesque place. What do you mean by serene? Peaceful. What do you mean by picturesque? Beautiful. Well, I love to visit in some serene and picturesque places where I feel great relaxations. You have to use descriptive adjectives. Okay. Now, next, avoid fillers like you know, like, speak clearly. I mean, regarding filler, you can use once in a while. You can use. You don't have to use it too much. Okay. You can use. You don't have to use it too much. Okay. Just Your IELTS speaking lasts for 15 minutes. Just for 4-5 fillers you can use. You don't have to use 100 fillers. It's not good. Okay. Use fillers, but be in limit. Number 25. Okay. So I'm showing this number 25. Talk about your real experience. Be honest and personal. Talk about your real experience. Be honest and personal. What does it mean? Suppose, what kind of books do you like to read? Okay. If you are voracious reader, voracious means if you read a lot. If you are avid readers, I mean if you read books a lot, you can tell, well, I am a voracious reader. I have collected the books which have been written by eminent writers of England and America. I often go through the books which have been written by accomplished writers. I mean, I am addicted in reading books. If you are addicted in reading books, you have to tell, I am addicted in reading books, I am a voracious reader, I am an avid reader. If you are not, you don't have to tell lie to your examiner. You can tell lie to the examiner, but it must be believable. Okay, it must be believable. If you are not voracious reader, why do you have to tell you are a voracious reader? If you are a voracious reader, they can ask you same questions related to that topic. Oh, what is the name of the novel you have read a few days ago? Then if you are not voracious reader, you cannot tell the name of any novel. Okay, I mean, you shouldn't tell that kind of lie which can't be believed by the examiner. Okay, you should be honest. You can tell lie. You can tell lie in one conditions. You have to make him believe. What do you do? Well, I am a daughter of business magnate. I help my father to run his business. Okay, I remain busy from morning to evening to sell the products that his company manufactures. Additionally, I help him counting the money. I help him, okay, visiting different places to sell his products. Well, let me know what are the products your father has been selling for the last 30 years. Then if you remain silent, if you go blank, it won't be good. Okay, you can tell lie to your examiner, but it must be believable. Okay, next. Next, stay on topic, stay on topic. Stay on topic, don't go off track. Sometimes in IELTS speaking, especially in part 2, students often go blank. They can't speak because of what? Less preparations. In IELTS speaking part 3, you have to give extended answers. Often students go blank. I mean, you shouldn't go blank, you should stay on topic and keep speaking. Number 27, don't memorize long introductions, examiner will notice. If examiner notices, okay, you are giving the answers based on the memorizations, they start asking different questions. Especially in IELTS speaking part 1, they ask 4 questions from the same topic. If they ask questions from hometown, they will ask questions like this. Can you tell me something about your hometown? Next questions, what kinds of things that you admire about your hometown? Next questions, do you like to change? Do you like to bring some changes in your hometown? Next questions, what was your hometown 10 years ago and how it is now? They ask you 4 questions on the same topic. If they doubt you are giving the answers based on memorizations, they ask different questions like, can you tell me something about your hometown? Next questions, who is your best cricketer and why? Next questions, how often do you drink water? Next questions, do you think English is important in your life? They may ask different questions. You shouldn't make him believe that, okay, you are giving answers on the basis of what? Memorizations. Okay, number 20. Use to talk about past habits when needed. Or, like for example, what did you used to do when you were a child? Well, I used to do many things when I was a child. I used to annoy my parents by asking for money. Additionally, I used to go to primary schools which was located near my village. I used to do lots of homework. I used to give due respect to my reverend teachers, and sometimes I used to go to swim in the river which was located nearby my hometown. I mean, I did lots of things like this. Okay, used to. If they ask questions about past habits, you have to use used to. Number 29. Use I prefer when comparing things naturally. Sometimes they ask you questions where they can compel you to compare. If you have to do comparisons, I prefer, I want, I would like, you have to use these kinds of expressions. Number 30. Focus more on communications, less on perfections. Focus more on communications, less on perfections. Some Nepalese, they wrongly think that they speak very good English. Okay, I mean it's very difficult to speak natural and standard English. If you want to speak natural and standard English, you must stay at least for a couple of years in English speaking country. Unless you stay in English speaking country, so now good fluency, admirable fluency in English is unthinkable. I mean natural English is unthinkable. Most of the Nepalese speak unnatural English. Okay, they simply boost their English by telling that yeah, I'm good at English. Okay, reality is not. Okay, I mean, so focus more on communications, less on perfections. Whether you make mistake, okay, damn care it. Okay, mistake is natural. Okay, let the mistake occur and set your target. Don't focus on perfections, focus on communications only. So dear students, I have given you 30 tips for IELTS speaking part 1 and hope you are following me. In next video, I'm going to provide you some more useful tips in IELTS speaking part 2 and part 3. When I conduct class tomorrow, I will be giving you wonderful tips about part 2 and part 3. And after that, you should practice. So dear guys, I teach offline and online IELTS classes. If you're interested to join my classes, you can give me a WhatsApp call. So I will respond you very respectfully. So at last, I request you to subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so that you never miss any update. Thank you very much.